Hello everybody, this is Ryu Apprentice and Merry Christmas to you and yours. 2020 has been a tough year and it's something to be grateful and celebrate this Christmas. So today I want to talk about piano inputs. Yep, it's been done 1,000 times, but I just want to make a video more of an insight video, not more of a do it like this video, because I noticed that piano inputs differ from player to player, so maybe this will help someone who's having difficulty in order to develop their own method of piano inputs, or pressing button real fast to get a move out. So technically, let's take for example Honda. In SF5, it was changed from 5 inputs to 4 inputs, which makes it a bit easy, but not everybody can still do it. So for example, let's say we want to do light punch to light 100 hands, because light doesn't combo into any other version of hands. I don't think it combos to the medium or the hard, so it's always light hands to light 100 hands. Usually it goes something like this, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Now me personally, I am conditioned to go like this than like this, if it makes sense. Like my brain finds it easier to make my fingers go from right to left rather than from left to right. So if I'm doing this, it's much easier than doing this. You see, I cramp up. So to prove a point, if I use my left hand, it's easier for me to do like this than my right hand to do like this. So the key is to put the inputs in a way that it's in line with your mental conditioning. Like I find it hard to drum left to right, but not hard to slide left to right. So for 100 hands, then I will need to do light, medium, hard, light. Instead of doing like this, I can choose to do like this or like this. So what happens is my brain can calculate 2 inputs going from left to right, then slide my way back to the left. So I can do this. And the same applies if you use a controller. Yeah, it's not a PS4 controller. I don't have a PS4, so pardon me. But here it works pretty much the same way. Like here are the buttons. It's easier for me to go here, this way, like this, than like this. Like I can feel me starting to cramp right here. So for that, what I will do is to swipe to the right and swipe to the left, which is something like this. That's for Honda. Light to light hands. You swipe left to right and swipe right to left. So for some people, you find it easier to go all around back here. So in this case, you will go something like 1 2 3 and back to light punch. So it goes something like this. So this is assuming you're playing default, by the way. So you go 1 2 3 4. Then for some people, they prefer 1 2 3 4. But the thing is, if you find it difficult to put all the inputs on one hand, try to split it to 2 hands if you're playing on pad. Because even though most of your attack buttons are on this side of the controller, if you look, this usually is your 3 punch and 3 kicks. So what happens is the game will allow you to split the inputs from the right and the left. So you can even do 1 2 1 2. And you can get an EX. So you can do that as well. Now, I will suggest if you're going to play Honda, play blocker, it's better to learn the cancels that have a lot of startup frame and active frame. Why is that? Because if you learn those, you have much time to put the inputs before the active frames runs out. So for instance, in Honda, it would be a standing hard punch into hands, which in this case is going from right to left, which for me is very easy. So I just drum it like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for hard, 1, 2, 3, 4 for medium, 1, 2, 3, 4 for light hands. So I will learn that first, and if I'm comfortable with that, then I can move into the more tighter window ones, like standing medium kick, for example, or standing jab, last. So start with the easy ones, like the hard punches. Then you can learn the tougher ones. Then for the kicks, like standing medium kick to hands or forward hard kick to hands, I find that the easiest way to synchronize everything. Oh, by the way, for the controller version, you just go like, for the hard punch, you just 1, 2, 3, 4. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this one helps take off the load from your brain to process all the buttons you need to press. So it depends on you, the one you're comfortable with. Me, I'm comfortable with going like this. It's much more comfortable for me. Now that that's done, what's left is for the kick ones. Kick ones are a bit more difficult because on paper it looks like you have to press 5 inputs really fast. Yes, and not really the whole picture, because what you can do is that you can embed the punches in the kicks, like in a way that it makes your brain process it quicker with your hands. Like for instance, let's say you are using V skill 2 that allows you to cancel forward hard kick with 100 into 100 hands. Normally you go like this, forward kick, then you do 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever version you want to do, which is all fine and dandy. Problem is my brain is not conditioned to like, oh, this is a forward hard kick. Oh, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. I find myself doing this when I try to do that. Like I try to just make something happen. Now, to make it simple, what you can do is find a position that is comfortable for you. Like personally on stick, I find it easy to do hard kick and light punch. So what happens is, if I'm pressing forward, instead of pressing just one hard kick, because of input priority, I press both. So if I press both, the kick, hard kick having higher priority will come out, but the punch is already buffered. So if I want to do forward hard kick into hard hands, for instance, I'll do 1, 2, 3, then 4. Or if it's better for you, you can go for this 2 and go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or if you are the type that puts your hand across, you can slide your hand and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. Same goes for the medium kick. Now instead of doing medium, light, medium, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can do something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have to be 3. You can do 1 or 2, depending how fast your brain can, go in tandem with your hands. But for medium kick, I find it better to do 1, 2, then jump the other two. So 1, 2 for light, 1, 2 for medium, 1, 2 for hard. So that's for stick. On controller, it's easier and more complicated, depending on who you ask. But for hard kick, it's easier because you just have to, this is by default your hard kick, and these are your punches. So you do forward and just mash it too. That's all to come out. If you want to do hard, you do 1, 2, 3 and hard punch, 1, 2, 3, hard punch, 1, 2, 3, hard punch, or you can do whichever one you find easier. You don't want to do hard punch, hard kick because you get V trigger. If you don't have V trigger, hard kick will still come out, but play safe. Don't do something, don't train your muscle memory to something that will conflict with your V trigger. So better go with these two. Now for medium kick, that's where the problem is on controller. Because if you go like this is for V skill. So problem is going from medium to light. So what you can do is press all 3. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it depends on how wide your thumb is. Or what you can do is to slide your hands over from buttons. So you can go 1, then slide to 1 punch, slide to 2 punch, then slide back here and here if you want hard, or you can slide 2, not press together, slide 1, hit 2, hit 3, and whatever button you want to continue with here. Alternatively, you can crisscross, but how many people does that? So basically the point of this video is whatever your inputs are, try and find a way that everything merges into what your brain and your muscle memory is already used to. If you do that, I find it that pianoing wouldn't be difficult. So enough of me yippee yapping. It's already 12 minutes. I'm supposed to have made this 8 minutes or less, but I hope I made sense. And this is the end of the video. Yep, you know the drill. Jump kick that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, but if you're watching this, most likely you're subscribed. And once again, Merry Christmas and have a wonderful New Year in advance. This is Ryu Apprentice, signing out.